I'm Mackey, and today I'm going to talk about the records that I inherited from my grandmother. The first one is Dionne Warwick, and the second one is Diana Ross. I inherited these records from my grandmother, but the significance of them is the stories that she told me in which when they were gifted to me. I think the way that music is passed down is a big part of African American culture. I think music has been passed down since slaves were brought to this country, and the ways in which we pass down music is really culturally significant because it allows us to keep rhythm, it allows us to tell stories, and it also allows us a little window into what our ancestors or even our grandparents were thinking when they heard the music for the first time. The first record I have is Dionne Warwick, and this is just her greatest hits from Heartbreaker. But even though this is the record that I inherited from my grandma, my favorite song by her is Say a Little Prayer, or I Say a Little Prayer. It just reminds me of cleaning the house and waking up pretty early and hearing that song around the house and kind of hearing the whistling of it as well. The interesting thing about music, especially I think in Black culture, is that it can take you back to a significant moment. It brings smells, it brings pieces of home. It also allows storytelling. And so when my grandmother found this record when we were cleaning her house, she was very taken back to the time that her and my grandfather met and how much she loved Dionne Warwick and how much he did not. And so I think just being able to hear the stories of the generations before you and how music can transcend them is a huge cultural moment. Also, Dionne Warwick is just a cultural icon for the African American community. She is a multifaceted actress, singer, songwriter, and she has done amazing things for the community as well. So that's the first record I have. And the other one is Diana Ross, and who doesn't love Diana Ross? I think the one thing that I love about Diana Ross is not just her music, but the fact that a lot of styles can be traced back to her. A lot of the shoulder pads and the big blown out hair of the 80s can be drawn back to a lot of the things she did. But this particular record is Why Do Fools Fall in Love, which my grandma found this record closely after this one. And obviously the title is very significant because she fell in love after she bought these records, and so they're culturally significant to me because they make me think of the ways in which she shared music with us. She shared these records with me to talk about love and to talk about the story of love, how it transcends time, and also how music allows you to understand love in a different way. Love is kind, love is patient, and my grandma was very patient with my grandpa, and I think it allowed her to teach us a lesson. Music allows you to learn a lot about yourself, about the people you love, and these records are significant for me because I learned a lot about my grandparents' relationship and how they learned to love. And I think when we talk about how slaves kept their ability to stay happy and to try to, transcend a horrible circumstance in which they would have to survive for 300 plus years, they kept rhythm, they kept song, they kept storytelling. And some of those songs in which they created are in the archives in DC because they are that significant. And I think these are a piece of my grandmother's archive, and they're part of my archive and how I see the world and how I see love.